Okay, this rock is no ordinary rock. This rock hangs over this vibrant city of colors. The thing is, why would a plain brown floating rock hover over a city that is full of colors that give people joy and happiness? This rock had a house on it. It was as if the rock was a miniature planet that had come into Earth's atmosphere. For all we know, there could be some rando chilling on the rock, drinking Mai Tais in his house, and has no idea what's going on. But there, a god appeared, claimed to be a god at least. Everyone was surprised. He said that he was the god of everything. He proved it all right. He evaporated anything he touched, and anything he evaporated he could bring back. But nobody knew that he was evil or not. Imagine you were a man who was enjoying his day, and then a random guy who claims to be a god shows up. I mean, wouldn't you think that's weird too? Then you were summoned by him. It seems you were the one he wanted. You did not want to go. You're stuck midair and have no way down. The only option is saying yes. You say yes. It's dangerous, but dying is more painful. Then you join with the so-called god and fly away to what you think is a dangerous task.
Amazing. That's very great. That's great. So would you call that a poem or a story? Not that it matters that much. I'm just curious.
Poetic story.
Great, yes. The story indeed. It reminds me of a very famous story called The Balloon by Donald Bartholomew, where this very strange balloon appears in the sky and covers the streets of New York City. So you open your story with this description of this very strange rock. So it's this very kind of bizarre, almost metaphysical situation. It becomes more metaphysical when a god appears or claims to be a god rather, which is great. So good. And then the god, of course, it is unknown whether or not the god is good or evil. He proceeds to interact with the subjects below. It's kind of very funny at the end. I love the situation because it does something that all great surrealistic literature does. So the situation of your stories, I would say, is surreal, right? This strange rock appears in the sky. It's almost like a planet or a star or a second moon or something. A god appears and speaks. Very strange, surreal, fantastical situation. But what it communicates to us is a very real story about our relationship to the cosmos, to the universe, to the sky, which is a relationship that's fundamentally mysterious. So I would say that your story perfectly uses lightness. Story itself is light. It moves quickly. The voice is very light, but the subject is heavy. This rock, this god. You wouldn't think of this as being a particularly light story. A giant, strange rock and a god appears, and it's very demanding and things. But what is described in the story is a very real and true, authentic human experience, which is the experience of confusion, the experience of mystery. And even at the end of the story, we don't totally know what the situation is. Even the ending itself is very kind of obscure, abstract, and I love it. I could think about that story for a long time and come up with several different interpretations and concepts and ideas. I thought it was outstanding. It was really, really great writing. And I thought it did a great job of kind of doing some of the things that we talked about today in class. The subject matter, again, was very serious, but the prose was very light and very, very quick, and also very funny, I would say. Yeah. Reminds me a little bit of the writer, it reminds me of Donald Bartholomew. Do you know him? He's a really, really great writer. But also the writer Franz Kafka, who writes these little fables. We've looked at some of his fables in my previous Stone Soup workshops. Maybe you would be interested in them. I could send them along to you. There's just these little short parables, little stories that don't really resolve themselves, but give you something to think about, to meditate on. So that was great. Thanks for sharing that with us. I'm glad that you decided to read.